Right now at 6, solar energy takes center stage during a public forum in Columbus, Kansas.
And we've got a cold start to our day out there this morning. We'll warm up just a little. Details on that coming up.
Plus, a tax proposal to benefit emergency services will appear on the ballot in Allen County this November.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday, October the 16th, and it is cold outside. It's cold in here.
Bitter. It is always cold in here, though.
That is true. I mean, with all the lights, we do have to keep it a little colder.
Yes.
But boy, I got in here this morning, and there are times it is colder in here than it is outside. And I don't mean in the summertime.
Yeah.
I'm talking in the wintertime. You come in from the 30s out there, and it's warmer out there than it is in here.
Thanks for reminding me of that. I'm not looking forward to it this winter. Wow.
I know. I like the warm temperatures.
Yes.
I don't like the cold, but we'll manage.
Yes.
We always do. We have for many, many years, and we will continue to do so. And we're going to manage this morning just fine as well. Let's start, though, with a look outside from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. And we've got clear skies. There it is. See? The skies are clear, I assure you. It is cold, though. Clear skies from our camera at 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. A little further south, the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline. Not only are the skies clear, but at least for right now, the roads are clear. That, of course, will change later. And the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, looking pretty good as well. We do have the freeze warnings, of course, across the entire area, and these will continue through about 9 o'clock this morning, and then they'll begin to go away as our temperatures begin to warm up. And they will warm up slowly, though, by the noon hour. Only low to mid-50s for most of us out there. We will eventually reach some highs about 60 degrees across the area, so still cooler than normal, but not bad. I mean, it certainly will feel like October out there. Definitely feeling like October, maybe even November right now. 32 in Joplin, 29 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, that's what you're going to find just about everywhere. The majority of us low to mid-30s across the region, and again, at this point, still Pittsburgh hanging in as the cold spot at 29 degrees. Kids getting on the bus this morning, they're going to want to grab that coat. They're going to tell you, no, I don't want a coat. I don't need a coat. But you're going to have to tell them, yes, you're going to wear the coat. And that's what's going to happen, okay? Because we're talking it's going to be about 33 when that bus picks them up. Calm winds, clear skies. And then they're probably going to realize that it's cold. And they might even wear that jacket home as we're about 61 when the bus comes back. Sunny skies, east winds 5 to 10. That's the one plus, not having to deal with the gusty winds like we saw yesterday, but they will return for our Thursday. Talk about that here in a minute, too. Otherwise, sunny skies today, east winds 5 to 10. Highs upper 50s, low 60s. We should be in the low 70s. We will get closer to normal as we go into Thursday. We will get windier on Thursday, and then we're still watching some rain chances next week. Details on all that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. Well, there's a plea agreement in Southeast Kansas, a murder case where a man and a woman are both being charged. Now, Clint Nibbarger of Parsons, Kansas, yesterday pled guilty to amend charges in the shooting death last year of Dakota Patton. As part of the deal, the prosecutor is recommending Nibbarger receive a sentence of a little more than 24 years in prison. A 23-year-old Dakota Patton was reported missing in April of last year. His body was discovered in a field in Neosho County, Kansas, the following month. According to court documents, Clint Nibbarger was reportedly the last known person to see Patton alive, arguing with him at a gas station over a woman. While Patton was missing, Clint Nibbarger and Kimberly Thomas got married. They then traveled to Missouri for their honeymoon. That's where police arrested them both, and authorities originally charged them both with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Kimberly is scheduled to appear in court for a hearing later today. Well, a federal judge yesterday formally sentenced a Pineville, Missouri woman in connection with the murder of a pregnant woman in October of 2022. On October 31st, 2022, Waterman kidnapped and abducted Ashley Bush, driving her from Maysville, Arkansas to the Waterman residence in Pineville, Missouri. Later that day, first responders reported to an emergency call of a baby who was not breathing. Now, Waterman claimed that she had given birth to the child in the truck while on the way to the hospital. She later admitted the child was Bush's child who died in utero. She also admitted kidnapping Bush in order to claim her unborn child. An autopsy indicated that Bush died as a result of penetrating trauma of the torso, and her death was classified as a homicide. Well, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, Cherokee County landowners gather to discuss a proposed solar energy farm in the county. Solar energy has become a hot topic in southeast Kansas, with residents in Bourbon County also at odds over the potential for solar farms in their backyard. Roughly 100 people filled the Columbus High School auditorium for last night's public forum. The proposed solar farms would encompass more than 3,000 acres in Cherokee County. Now, Cherokee County Commissioner Lori Johnson says the targeted area begins near Southeast 10th and Clem Road and continues south and east to the Baxter, Oklahoma state line, along with some acreage on Southwest Boston Mills Road. Now, attendees last night had a chance to ask questions and voice concerns. At a previous meeting, commissioners issued a one-year moratorium on solar so they could explore options that include regulations and potential zoning. Well, on November 5th, Allen County residents will be asked to vote on whether to approve a sales tax increase. A yes vote would allow a half-cent increase in the sales tax, with funds supporting the operation of Allen County Medical Services. County commissioners say the increase would generate an estimate $1.2 million a year, which would be used to help pay for their ambulance contract. That contract is expected to be a $2.2 million next year. The Allen County Commission says that if the sales tax is approved, they will lower property taxes in the county.
We're just trying to figure out how could we take it off of the property tax and do it someplace else. The beauty about the sales tax is that not only do folks that live in Allen County pay for it, but anybody that comes into Allen County and buys services and goods gets to help pay for that.
Now, some Allen County residents say while they want to support EMS, they still have concerns about the sales tax and the potential for an overall increase in taxes in the future. A couple of candidates running for state office stopped in Southwest Missouri yesterday. Missouri State Treasurer Vivek Malik, candidate for Secretary of State Denny Hoskins, and candidate for Lieutenant Governor Dave Wassinger visited the Jasper County Republican headquarters to try and drum up support for Amendment 7. Amendment 7 is the only citizens vote and the only vote once amendment.
We are not against illegal immigration. We want people to come to the United States, find their own American dream, become prosperous, and live a happy life. All we ask is that you come into this country legally, and if you have come into this country legally and you are a non-citizen, we just ask that you complete the process, become a citizen so that you can vote and participate in the process.
For more information on Amendment 7 and other election topics you may see on the ballot, you can go to KOAMnewsnow.com/elections. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. A new study shows Americans haven't been this worried about making their minimum credit card payments since 2020. Plus, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are continuing to blitz through the crucial swing states this week. Chris Warner returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the John Lance Arena at Pitt State University for National Sports Day. Topping Nation Watch this morning. The big game is returning to Atlanta in 2028. The National Football League announced Tuesday that Super Bowl 62 will be played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this will mark the fourth time Atlanta has hosted the Super Bowl. The last time the city hosted it was in 2019. In a statement, the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell cited Atlanta's hospitality and sports and entertainment culture as to why it was a great fit for the game. The Super Bowl won't be the only big sporting event coming to this city. In the coming years, the city will be hosting the College Football Playoff Championship, a World Cup, and the Final Four. Well, a new study found Americans haven't been this worried about making their minimum credit card payment since the pandemic. The information comes from Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Its September survey showed the average perceived probability of missing a minimum debt payment during the next 3 months was more than 14%. That's the highest reading since April 2020. Outside of the pandemic, it's the highest delinquency expectation reading seen since January 2017, and it's the fourth monthly increase in a row. Well, Walgreens announced it's closing about 1,200 locations, including 500 over the next year. The closures represent a significant escalation from a few months ago. That's when the financially struggling drugstore chain announced it was shutting down 300 underperforming locations as part of a multi-year optimization program. Now, the 1,200 closures announced yesterday includes the 300 closures announced in June. We're now less than 3 weeks away from Election Day. The top presidential candidates and their running mates are continuing to blitz through the crucial swing states this week. And time is running out for them to win over undecided voters, with millions of early ballots already cast and more states starting their early voting process this week. Jared Hill has more from New York.
Former President Donald Trump rallied in Georgia Tuesday night as early voting in the Peach State kicked off with record turnout.
Get everyone you know to get out and vote. We don't want to take a chance.
Earlier at the Economic Club of Chicago, Trump was grilled on his trade proposals.
Critics say your tariffs will end up being like a national sales tax.
Nope, the countries will pay.
Played coy on whether he's spoken to Russian President Vladimir Putin since leaving office.
I don't comment on that, but I will tell you that if I did, it's a smart thing.
And was challenged on the January 6th insurrection.
You had a peaceful transfer of power.
You had a peaceful transfer of power. You had a peaceful... Come on, President Trump.
We will win. We will win.
Trying to cement a blue wall in Michigan, Vice President Kamala Harris continued efforts to shore up support among black voters. Steady compared to President Biden 4 years ago, though numbers show more black men are showing interest in Trump. Yesterday, Harris met with Detroit area business owners and pushed back on the timing of her outreach to black men in a town hall with radio host Charlemagne the God.
What I'm talking about right now is not new and is not for the sake of winning this election. This is about a long-standing commitment, including the work that I've done as vice president and before.
Today, Harris heads back to Philadelphia while Trump will focus on Latino voters at a town hall in Florida. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Yesterday, a Georgia judge blocked a controversial new rule that required ballots to be hand counted after the polls close on Election Day, calling it, quote, too much, too late. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker this morning. Nothing out there, not even clouds out there this morning. We are going to be a bit cool again today, similar to yesterday. Some chilly temperatures out there. We have clear skies across the region. You can see from our camera at 7th and Range Line in Joplin. And we are looking at temperatures again below normal as we go into the upper 50s, low 60s with clear skies and a light easterly breeze. We will talk about your forecast a little more in depth and go over some wind concerns for Thursday and our rain chances we're looking at next week when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Well, a family near Sacramento, California is bringing Halloween to life with an impressive light show. Their house has thousands of lights synchronized to music and other fun displays. Carolina Estrada was there Monday as people came by for the first show of the year.
The countdown to a spooky show that brings the Halloween spirit to life in this Rockland neighborhood.
just an incredible Halloween experience.
It's an hour of spiders, pumpkins, and
I really like the flames. Those are really attention grabbing and cool.
I was pretty shocked at how many lights there were. It was pretty amazing.
more than 5,000 lights coordinated to the beat of the music.
It's not really about the number of lights, it's what the lights actually do.
It started as a family tradition for Keegan George.
It actually started way back when I was young with my dad, and we just kind of put standard lights on the house.
Now he's taking it to the next level.
Definitely not store-bought. Everything is basically kind of handcrafted.
Handcrafted with only one purpose.
I do it for everybody in this community. I love this area, and just to see the kids come out and they dance in the driveway.
Keegan puts a lot of time and energy into this show. We really appreciate that he does this for the community. It's really special.
The free show will run through Halloween night. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got a cold start out there, but clear skies as we get this Wednesday underway. We've got another full look at your forecast, talking about some wind, talking about some rain, talking about some heat when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 622, just a few seconds away from 623 on this Wednesday morning. Great reminder, of course, we do have the freeze warnings across the entire area. These continue through at least 9 o'clock this morning. It's going to be a little bit of a slow start to the day in terms of those temperatures, so just keep that in mind. The good news is tonight, at least for right now, is the only freezing night we've got. And I say tonight like we're still in yesterday, but you know what I mean. Right now is the coldest it's going to be for a while. Heading into Thursday, though, we have fire weather watches in our far northern counties. And again, these will run into Thursday for us as winds begin to pick up out of the south. It's very possible we could see either the watches expanded or some red flag warnings replace those as we head into Thursday. We're going to talk about that right now. For today, winds not like yesterday and not like tomorrow, as they'll be out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. By the noon hour, not very warm yet, low mid-50s for most of us, and we'll be about 10 to 12 degrees below normal as we head into the afternoon today. We'll have another cold night tonight, falling back into the upper 30s and some low 40s out there as well. But again, otherwise cold, just not as cold as we are right now. Also, as we head towards sunrise tomorrow, winds will begin shifting out of the south, and as we go through the morning, those winds will pick up out of the south, gusting occasionally upwards of 25 miles an hour, maybe even as high as 30, and that's why we have those fire weather watches. Now, you may be thinking, well, what about yesterday? What made yesterday different? Well, the air wasn't as dry as it's going to be as we head into Thursday. The air is going to be drier. We're still dry. It's going to increase the fire danger across the area. It will also increase our temperatures, though. We'll start to be a little closer to normal Thursday, but still many of us just say 3 to 5 degrees off pace for average. Thursday night into Friday morning, still dealing with south winds, but not as strong as we go overnight. And temperatures, again, chilly, but a little better. Talking 40s, maybe some low 50s out there. So Friday will be even warmer, and we'll be looking at temperatures at or maybe even a degree or two above normal across the area as we head into Friday afternoon. Right now, though, not at normal. We are below normal. 32 in Joplin. The skies are clear, and again, thankfully, the winds are calm, so we don't have a wind chill to contend with. It's already cold enough as it is. Across the region, the majority of us in the low to mid 30s. We've got Parsons now as the cold spot at 28, tied up there with Fort Scott. And we've got Pittsburgh, Sedan, both. Oh, I apologize. I just saw that one. Neodesha, you are now the coldest spot on this map, sitting at 27 degrees. So either, you get the idea. It's cold out there this morning, and it's going to be slow to warm. We got low 30s as we get the day underway. Sunny skies will make the low 50s by 11 o'clock this morning. Into this afternoon, highs upper 50s and low 60s. Again, clear skies and a light east breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening, the clear skies continue, and of course, without cloud cover, there's no thermal blanket. Temperatures drop pretty quick after sunrise, and we'll be back into the upper 30s and low 40s tonight. Right around 70 tomorrow, breezy, low to mid 70s on Friday. And we got Maple Leaf again on Saturday. So we're looking to be kind of chilly by Friday night. So if you're going to the parade, make sure you got a jacket, maybe take a blanket with you, keep yourself, kids, pets, whatever you're taking with you, warm. but make sure you also have a place to store it if you're doing anything after the parade, because it will warm up. Upper 70s sunny, upper 70s again Sunday, still sunny. Rain chances still showing up for Monday. Doesn't cool us off, but at least we're looking at some rain out there. Maybe a stray shower storm on Wednesday, but as we head into next week, as you can see, temperatures now going 10 to 15 degrees above normal as we climb into the low to mid 80s. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Lise now with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, cases of children accidentally ingesting medications or illegal substances and having seizures are rising drastically. A study presented at the European Emergency Medicine Congress found that between 2009 and 2023, the number of children having seizures due to accidental ingestion doubled in the U.S. Now, the substances children are most commonly eating accidentally include allergy medications, opioids, and antidepressants. Well, a rise in pollution is sending more people to the ER. A study out of Italy found a 10 to 15% rise in patients in emergency rooms on days when air pollution was high. Trauma, breathing difficulties, and skin conditions were the most common ailments. The negative health effect impacted children and the elderly the most. And allergy experts say there is no evidence that nut allergens spread through an airplane's ventilation system. A review published in Archives of Disease in Childhood challenges the belief the flying is risky for people with food allergies. The study found aircraft ventilation systems circulate air well enough that typically only people who have physical contact with allergens are at risk. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, Ronald McDonald House Charities celebrates 5 decades of good deeds.
And temperatures are cold out there this morning. Another below normal day ahead of us. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, some Carl Junction high school students make a strong showing in a different kind of tournament.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's now Wednesday, October the 16th, and we are now technically more so halfway through the month of October because it's 31 days. Halloween is just a short time away.
Oh, unbelievable.
And it certainly feels like Halloween, or it
really
feels
does.
more like November outside right now.
Absolutely.
It is a bit on the cold side this
Quite
morning.
chilly.
But like I mentioned earlier, I did find my coat. I'm pretty
Yes,
happy about that.
just in time,
I knew it
Chris.
had to be somewhere. It hadn't been cold enough to warrant like digging through the house looking for it. I didn't have to.
And when
dig
you don't
far.
know where it is, you're like, I'll put it off. I don't need
like,
to
I'll
find it.
get
It's
it
all
later.
good.
I need you need it this morning. You
really do.
absolutely do. Let's take a look outside with our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. We've got clear skies, and as I mentioned, the cameras they don't tell you that it's cold. You can't. It's like looking out your window at home. Unless there's snow on the ground or something, it's hard to tell if it's cold or not out there. Our camera at 7th and Range Line, again, clear skies, looking pretty good otherwise, and still same. Clear skies, nice start to the day, somewhat clear roadways for the time being at 20th and Range Line in Joplin. KDOT camera, East 520th Avenue on 69, just south of Pittsburgh, looking good as well. Freeze warnings again for the entire area, and these will continue through about 9 o'clock this morning, so just a heads up on that. It's going to be a bit of a slow warm-up today, and we can show you that on the future track as we head to the noon hour. As you can see, many of us just right around the mid-50s out there, so not a very warm start, and we will be about 10 to 12 degrees below normal as we head into the afternoon. Should be in the low 70s, and we are looking at topping out upper 50s, low 60s today, but we'll still have clear skies, and what's nice is it's not going to be nearly as breezy as it was yesterday. We'll have an east wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, which is good because then we'd have some uncomfortable wind chills if it was still windy this morning. Thankfully, again, it's not. 32 in Joplin, 29 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, again, it is chilly this morning. Let's take a quick scan. It looks like the cold spot still is now Neodesha, sitting at 27. Fort Scott Parsons right behind at 28, but the majority of us, at least for now, low to mid 30s. But again, either way you paint it, it is a cold start to the day. So kids, they're going to want that jacket. Whether they want it or not is irrelevant. We're the parent. Most of the time, we can put our foot down and say, you're wearing your coat. they're going to have to do that today. Low 30s when that bus picks them up. Clear skies, calm winds. When that bus brings them back home, they'll thank you for making them wear the jacket in the morning. It's still going to be cool. At least for me, that's still a little chilly out there. About 61, clear skies, and that east wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So clear skies today, upper 50s, low 60s for our highs. We will begin to warm up tomorrow. The winds will increase tomorrow as well. Details on that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. With our first freeze warning this season, this is the time for gardeners to take steps to protect their plants. Most plants can withstand temperatures down to 28 degrees without significant damage, except for sensitive tropical varieties. Now, they can suffer a chill injury at temperature well above freezing, so it's best to bring them indoors in early fall when possible. To protect plants from frost, use insulating materials to cover them.
Cover it with a cotton sheet, not plastic, and you know, if anything's tender, pick your green beans, pick your peppers, pick your tomatoes, and get them on inside, because if it gets 29 or below, it'll sure turn them to mush.
Now, according to the National Weather Service, the average first autumn freeze of the year occurs on October 17th in our area. The earliest on record was on September 23rd, 1995. Well, Joplin's Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states hosted a ribbon cutting in celebration of 50 years of global RMHC. Now, the first Ronald McDonald House opened in Philadelphia 50 years ago. Ronald McDonald House provides a place to stay for families who have a child receiving medical care at a nearby hospital. They make a difference by reducing the financial strain of staying at a hotel, and they provide meals to families.
Because you never plan on your child being in the hospital. If you're expecting a baby, you never plan on delivering early. And so when those unexpected events happen, it's nice to know that a few blocks away or across the street from a hospital, that you can come and you're welcomed with open arms.
Now, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of RMHC of the 4 states encourages supporters to purchase a legacy brick to contribute to their fundraising efforts. Well, the Greenbush Education Service Center in Girard, Kansas hosted a career exploration for students yesterday. 8th and 10th grade students from 4 area school districts were able to participate in hands-on career exploration and real-world learning experiences.
This is going to be a learning curve for them. They're going to see that life is full of expenses, and more than anything, we want students to feel connected, that the work they're doing in school does matter in their financial future.
The students also participated in career chats with local experts from diverse fields and learned about how their online presence leaves a lasting digital footprint. Well, one of the world's largest restored steam locomotives spent the night in Coffeyville. Union Pacific number 4014, also known as Big Boy, is crisscrossing 23 states on the Heartland of America tour, which celebrates 150 years since the beginning of the Union Pacific Railroad. Last night's stop was in Kansas City's Union Station. The Carl Junction Marching Band is making enormous footprints in the competition world this fall. The band competed against 16 bands from Missouri and Kansas. They won an impressive top score in 8 categories, including first place overall, best in class, best drum majors, best color guard, and more. And as you can probably guess, the students and faculty worked long days to achieve this success.
Well, honestly, I just work with some really great students. I really don't get much pushback from any of them, so it's pretty easy. I say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and then they go do it, and it's worked out really well for us this year.
You can see the band yourself in Saturday's Maple Leaf Parade Festival in Carthage. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The SBA has run out of money for its disaster assistance loans program due to hurricanes Helene and Milton. And we have a cool and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the Robert W. Plaster Center at Pitt State University for National Sports Day. In Consumer Watch this morning, the Small Business Administration says it has run out of money for its disaster assistance loans program. Now, this will likely delay aid to Americans recovering from Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Now, so far, the agency has made around $48 million in loan offers related to Helene relief. The SBA is urging people to continue putting in applications in hopes Congress will replenish funding when lawmakers return to Washington next month. The Department of Transportation has brought its biggest civil rights fine ever against German airline Lufthansa. In 2022, the airline blocked 128 Jewish passengers from boarding a connecting flight from Frankfurt to Budapest due to the bad behavior of a few travelers on the first leg from New York. Now, DOT says the airline treated all of the passengers as one group, even though many did not know each other. Now, Lufthansa apologized for the incident and has since instituted a training program to address anti-Semitism and discrimination. And grocery store chain Aldi says its 2024 Thanksgiving basket is its lowest price since before the pandemic at $47. The full meal serves up to 10 people with holiday fixtures such as a butterball turkey, cranberry sauce, and stuffing mix. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to start with this look outside from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. Skies are clear, starting to get the sunrise out there this morning, but it is a cold start to the day. Our camera 7th and range line also looking pretty good this morning. And of course, we're doing all right from the Modoc camera at 20th and range line in Joplin. A few more folks on the road. And I guarantee you all of them are running the heater this morning, unless there are some, I know there are some folks kind of like Huskies. They just like the cold. Maybe this is something that you enjoy, and if it is, more power to you. KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue looking good as well. Quick reminder, we do have the freeze warnings. These will continue through about 9 o'clock this morning across the entire region, and it is because it's cold outside, and it is not going to be very warm today. We're looking to be 10, 12 degrees below normal, mid-50s by about the noon hour, and we'll eventually reach our daytime highs by, say, about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then with no clouds, temperatures will fall back pretty quickly tonight. Quick look at those temperatures. 32 in Joplin, 28 in Pittsburgh right now. Across the region, the majority of us low to mid 30s, but again, we've got some cold spots out there, and that quick examination of the map shows that Neodesha still the cold spot right now, sitting at 27 degrees. Kids getting on the bus this morning are absolutely going to need that coat, whether they realize it or not. We're talking about the low 30s out there, clear skies, and thankfully a calm wind. That's the nice thing. Yesterday it was breezy. We don't have those same gusty winds today, so we don't have to contend with even harsher wind chills out there. If we had the same winds as we had yesterday, we'd be talking wind chills into the 20s this morning. So we'll certainly take this. We'll be about 61 when the bus brings them home. Clear skies and east winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now the winds are going to increase as we head into Thursday. As such, we have some fire weather watches to talk about. Temperatures begin increasing as well. Details on that here in just a moment, as well as birthdays and anniversaries. But first, it is time to see what's happening on CBS Mornings.
Hello to you, I'm Gail Kane. Coming right up on CBS Mornings, Nancy Cordes shares 3 meals in the battleground state of North Carolina to see how voters feel just 3 weeks away before Election Day. And Nate is going to be sitting down with the cast of Smile 2, talking about why horror films are more popular than ever before. What's the answer to that question? That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for some Wednesday birthdays, and we're going to start in Goodland, Kansas, with Bryson Vandiver celebrating birthday number 3. Says happy birthday from Papa and Grandma. We love you.
And heading over to Fort Scott, a happy 10th birthday to Dougie Bowles. It says here, happy birthday from your family.
And in Columbus, Emmett Mayfield celebrating birthday number 11. Says happy birthday, we love you, buddy, from your family.
And a happy 18th birthday to Lily Hamilton.
Lily Hamilton, ageless in this photo, as you can see. We also have Matt Kirkwood celebrating birthday number 39 over in Columbus. Happy birthday, Matt.
Over in Chicopee, a happy 86th birthday to Joe Page.
And in Chautauqua, John and Cindy Johnson celebrating their 31st wedding anniversary. A very happy anniversary to the Johnsons.
And a happy birthday to Steve Pete Johnston. It says here, happy birthday from your wife and all the family.
We've also got Ashley Benson celebrating birthday number 40 in Joplin.
And a happy birthday to Karen Smith.
All right, we have another great list of birthdays and anniversaries. They always make us so giddy in the morning. And if you would like to join in on the giddiness, Elise has the giddy email that you should send things to.
Go ahead and submit those birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those photos and messages and to, of course, meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen.
Absolutely, and it is somewhat essential to meet that deadline, just, to make sure that things go the way that they should for you. All right, let's take a look outside. We're going to take a quick camera tour around the 4 states because we enjoy doing that. Sun is rising, looking good. Clear skies from our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Over at 7th and Range Line in Joplin, looking good. A few more folks on the road as well. And you can see they're freezing up because it's so cold outside. Take a look at the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Again, looking great this morning. Clear skies all around. Traffic flowing smoothly. 69 Kansas Crossing, the KDOT camera there, and the one just north of that at East 520th Avenue. Cars are moving. Definitely a plus for this morning. Quick reminder, freeze warnings again continue across the entire area through about 9 o'clock this morning because, well, we've reached temperatures at or below freezing. We told you yesterday it was coming, and it certainly did, and it is absolutely cold out there this morning. Now, this is something that we're keeping an eye on. This is for Thursday, but they're already putting them out here. Fire weather watches in our far northern counties into southeast Kansas. As you know, it's been very dry around the area lately. We haven't received really any rainfall in the last couple of weeks. And then tomorrow, the winds are going to increase and humidity levels are going to drop, leading to very dry conditions across the region, and that could lead to some serious burning issues. I know there have already been some county burn bans in our area over the last few days, but now we're talking those winds really increasing that fire danger, so make sure you don't do any outdoor burning. We need rain. We don't have any, at least not through this week. You can't be doing any outside burning, okay? It's not going to be safe. It's bad for you. It's bad for your home, potentially, your property, and possibly even for your neighbors. So just don't do it, okay? Heading into this afternoon, we're talking temperatures on a slow warm-up, about the mid-50s. We will eventually reach our daytime highs around 4 or 5 o'clock today. Winds, thankfully, light out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And it's going to be cold again tonight, not nearly as cold as we are now, but still upper 30s and low 40s across the region as we head into our Thursday. And towards sunrise, the winds already shifting out of the south, and through the morning on Thursday, they will begin to increase. And we're talking gusts on Thursday, upwards of 20, possibly 30 miles an hour in some cases, hence the fire weather watches. And again, we could probably see more of those. We may actually end up just with some red flag warnings across the region as we head into our Thursday. We'll warm up on Thursday. We're still going to be a few degrees below normal, but we will be warmer than what we're expecting today. And then as we head into Thursday night into Friday, still chilly, but not nearly as chilly. Now we're even warmer, upper 40s and some low 50s out there by Friday morning. And into the afternoon Friday, temperatures will warm up and will be at or maybe even a couple of degrees above normal in some cases as we go into our Friday. Quick check of temperatures. Again, I don't need to tell you this if you've been outside, but if you haven't been outside, I'm telling you now, it is cold. 32. Skies are clear. Thankfully, the winds are calm this morning because otherwise we'd be dealing with even less pleasant wind chills. Dew point is low. Humidity is up for now, but again, the moisture in the air is going to really dry out over the next several hours, and as we head into our Thursday, hence again, the fire concerns. Temperatures this morning, upper 20s and low to mid 30s. Neodesha still looking like the cold spot, sitting at 27. And at this point, the warm spot is Bentonville, sitting at 37 degrees, if you can call that warm. Get the morning started, clear skies, low 30s out there, low 50s by 11 o'clock this morning, and still at least sunny. It'll look warmer outside. We're going to have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know here in just a moment. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to hear why a Connecticut man is making forever jack-o'-lanterns out of recycled propane and helium tanks.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Clint Nimbarger of Parsons has agreed to a plea deal for the murder of 23-year-old Dakota Patton. Now, as part of the deal, the prosecutor is recommending that Nimbarger receive a sentence of a little more than 24 years in prison. Nimbarger's wife, Kimberly, is scheduled to appear in court for a hearing later today. Well, a federal judge has formally sentenced Amber Waterman of Pineville, Missouri in connection with the murder of Ashley Bush in October 2022. Waterman will spend the rest of her life in prison without parole for kidnapping and killing Bush and her unborn child. Back in July, Waterman pleaded guilty to one count of kidnapping resulting in death and one count of thereby causing the death of a child in utero. Well, Cherokee County landowners gather to discuss a proposed solar energy farm in the county. Solar energy has become a hot topic in southeast Kansas, with residents in Bourbon County also at odds over the potential for solar farms in their backyard. The proposed solar farms would encompass more than 3,000 acres in Cherokee County. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door this morning, grab a coat because it is cold and it will not be too terribly warm today. Upper 50s, low 60s, clear skies, and an east breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies continue through the evening. Now with no cloud cover, there's no thermal blanket. Temperatures fall pretty quick. Mid 40s by 10, upper 30s, low 40s tonight. As we head into our Thursday, though, winds increase out of the south, gusts 20, maybe 30 miles an hour. Around 70, 74 on Friday. Warming up this weekend for the Maple Leaf Parade. It'll be chilly for the parade in the morning, but by the afternoon it will warm up with plentiful sunshine continuing to Sunday. Rain chances still looking like a go on Monday, which is great news because we need something out there. Unfortunately, behind the rain chances comes temperatures unseasonably warm. Back into the low to mid 80s. We're talking a roller coaster ride for sure. And it's, as I said, it's just so crazy. Like 4 or 5 days ago, we were setting record highs. And today, or overnight last night, we could be breaking record lows.
Oh, unbelievable. But here we are.
Indeed.
I guess so. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making pumpkin pecan cobbler in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Less than 3 weeks until Election Day. Coming up next, Nancy Cortez shares 3 meals with voters in the key battleground state of North Carolina. See what they're talking about.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues.
We've got a lot of exciting stuff there. That's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5.
And we'll see you today at noon.